Could the unlikeliest name from the 2024 NFL Draft quietly turn into the Chicago Bears' breakout star of the season? Ruben Hypolite, a fourth-round linebacker out of Maryland, was barely on anyone's radar, ignored by the combine, dismissed by draft experts, and graded by some analysts as a likely undrafted free agent. And yet here we are, standing at the edge of training camp, and his name is echoing louder than ever across Halas Hall. From the moment his name was called, we told you, Ipo Hive was born right here. That energy, that swagger, that underdog grit, it's catching fire, and the rest of the NFL might not be ready. Because while the league's eyes were glued to the top picks, Ruben Hypolite was grinding, molding his frame, sharpening his instincts, and seizing every snap at OTAs and minicamp like a man on a mission. Courtney Cronin of ESPN just called him the Bears' biggest surprise of the offseason. That's not just hype. That's respect from inside the building. Ben Johnson, a man of few wasted words, called him out directly as the most improved player during spring sessions. That matters. That means something. When you've got a new head coach, a new culture being implemented, and the competition for Chicago's third linebacker spot heating up, it's the grinders, the underdogs, who often rise to the surface. And Hypolite, he's that grinder. This is a guy who played middle linebacker his whole career at Maryland, a 4-year starter with elite speed, clocking a 4.39 in the 40-yard dash, and suddenly finds himself taking first-team reps at weak-side linebacker in Chicago due to a soft tissue injury to TJ Edwards. That's right, a rookie with no previous experience at the position is stepping in against NFL veterans and holding his own. That's how you earn trust. That's how you climb the depth chart when no one's watching. And the Bears aren't just experimenting here. They're evaluating with intention. Why? Because the linebacker depth behind Tremaine Edmunds and TJ Edwards is razor thin. Sure, guys like Noah Sewell and Amen Ogbongbemiga are hanging around. But let's be honest. Ogbongbemiga is a special teamer, not a defensive difference maker. Sewell's still raw, still transforming his body, still figuring it out. Ruben has shown flashes of processing speed, agility, and leadership in ways that make you believe he isn't just here to fill a spot. He's here to take one. And not just temporarily. Remember, this front office let Jack Sanborn walk. That wasn't an accident. That was a statement. They drafted Ruben Hypolite in the 4th round when many thought he'd be a late-round flyer or UDFA. That's conviction. That's vision. And when a team makes that kind of call on a prospect no one expected to go that early, they're not just guessing. They're projecting. They saw something in him during that top 30 visit, something intangible, intelligence, poise, coachability, and maybe even something spiritual, that deep, unteachable hunger. And it's not like he hasn't earned it. This is a kid who didn't get invited to the combine, called back twice only to be told no. You'll run at your pro day, they said. That would have broken some guys. But Ruben? He said, time for me to get out the mud. And then he went out and flew. 4.39. That's elite for a linebacker. Not just good, elite. And it showed in minicamp. Ben Johnson noted his consistent day-to-day improvement. That's a big deal when you're absorbing a new playbook, switching positions, adjusting to NFL speed, and still flashing on tape. The team is watching. The veterans are watching. The coaches are talking. And when the pads come on at training camp, that's when we find out whether this isn't just OTA energy, whether the kid can pop in live contact. And something tells me he will. He's not afraid. He's calculated, but he plays with urgency. He's vocal, but humble. And don't forget, the linebacker rotation this year is fluid. Even if Ruben doesn't win the LB3 spot outright, he's in line to be the top backup. One injury, and he's playing real snaps. And if he proves himself in those moments, don't be shocked if he starts putting heat on Tremaine Edmunds by 2025. That's not slander. That's just reality. Edmunds has been fine in Chicago, but at $18 million a year, fine doesn't cut it. The Bears have an out in his deal after next season. If Hypo balls out, they may move on from Edmunds, save the cash, and roll with the younger, faster, cheaper guy. Harsh? Maybe. But that's the NFL. You perform or you pack, and the Bears want Hippolyte to perform. You can feel it. It's in how they've used him. It's in how they've talked about him. This isn't a charity case. This is a chess move. This is the kind of mid-round steal that good GMs build rosters around. A future starter, a tone setter, a linebacker with sideline-to-sideline speed, plus special teams upside, plus 4 years of Big Ten leadership under his belt. And while everyone else is busy writing camp fluff about WR5 battles and kicker competitions, real Bears fans are watching this kid hunt. Best case scenario? He wins the LB3 job, becomes a reliable contributor on base downs, flashes on special teams, and by the end of the season, Ryan Poles is doing math on how to move forward with him as a starter. That's how you build sustainable rosters. You draft and develop. And worst case? He doesn't win the LB3 job, but still contributes on special teams and develops in the background. That's not a bust. That's a win in the 4th round. But I'm betting on more. Because Ruben Hippolyte isn't just fast, he's smart. He's not just intense, he's adaptable. And if you've ever listened to him speak, the calm, the clarity, it's obvious why he impressed the Bears brass during that top 30 visit. He's a film rat, a locker room guy, a quiet storm. And when you combine that personality with his physical traits, you don't just get a guy, you get a dude. One of those players that sticks, that evolves, that surprises the league. This isn't just about competition, it's about opportunity. And the Bears are giving him one. It's up to him to take it. So what happens when the pads come on? Will he sink or swim? Will he disappear like so many spring stars have before him? Or will he cement himself as that dude, the rookie who showed up, locked in, and never looked back? I'm betting on the latter. Because Ruben Hippolyte's story isn't just about speed or draft grades or position battles. It's about resilience. It's about belief. It's about a young man who got overlooked at every turn and still refused to be denied. And if he plays well enough this preseason, if he stacks reps, makes plays, earns trust, you might just be looking at the Bears' future at linebacker. He's not flashy, he's not a first-rounder, but he's real. And sometimes, real is all you need. So join the hive, get it trending. Because if Ruben Hippolyte flips this linebacker room upside down, just know, you heard it here first. Hippo Hive started with us. And the story? It's only just beginning.